Some of you have mentioned that you would like to know how I make the mask that I make here at Tinker TradeSpaces. It's called the Frog Faces mask. I came up with this original design because all of the other masks that I had tried, and I have tried probably 7 different patterns, maybe more, they all fogged up my glasses and they kind of got gappy, especially right here, but also right here next to my nose. And apparently I have a strangely shaped head because when I would try to tie ties above my ears, they just fall right down behind my neck. I think I might be missing part of my head back there or something. I don't know. At any rate, none of them fit me properly. So that being said, let me get on to how we make it. And I will say one last thing about this video, and that is that. So what do you need for this project? You need some fabric. You can use all one fabric and use the wrong side as the right side for the inner mask if you like, or you can get a contrasting fabric. I think that's what we'll do today. So you'll need fabric. Okay, so now we have a bottom for the outer and we have a bottom for the inner. And you can see the markings on this one a lot better. Let's put that up closer. So I've marked the center. I also marked the center down here, but I found that I don't really need that. Just have it, I suppose. So I've marked the center on both of those pieces. And I've also got 2 mirror image pieces of both the outer and the inner. On the inner, in this case, for me, they look exactly the same, so it's not that big a deal. But you do want to stack these together, right sides together, because that is how we're going to sew them. And when I say right, remember on the inner, if you're using this same fabric, then this side is the right side, so you would put those together. So we are going to also need a piece that is 3 inches by 7 inches, and that will need to be finished. And I have an example here. I'll cut that piece out momentarily. But I have an example here of a different fabric. This is not the one we'll be using, but, oh, sorry. I'm just getting used to this camera setup. This piece I have folded over in half, lengthwise, and pressed, but first I finished the edges. And so to finish the edges, I just overlock them. You can also use pinking shears, or you can zigzag if you prefer. So we'll need a piece just like this. I'll get one of those put together, and then while I'm getting that done, I will also stitch these from top edge to bottom edge on both pieces, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so I have stitched these pieces from top to bottom. Let's get a little closer so you can see. Started here at the top and worked my way down to the bottom on both of these pieces. And now what you do is open this out, and again, starting at the top, that's the more curved edge, you want to open this up, and keeping the seam to the right as you sew, you want to do an edge stitch. And an edge stitch is just a stitch that is about somewhere between a 1/16 inch and an 1/8 inch away from the seam. And I also want to do that stitch on the right, and I'm going to follow from top to bottom. Once you've done that, it looks similar to this. Okay, so once you've done, the stitch should look like this. Boy, you wouldn't believe how much trouble I had getting the camera to do that. I should watch more of those makeup tutorials, huh? So, looks like that. It's actually the same stitch that you would do when you're making a bra, and you know, funny enough, that's how I came up with the idea for the shape for this mask. So, let's see what's the next step. So after you've done this, you're going to be putting these together with the bottoms, and this is the bottom. I've marked the right side of this with a center mark, and now I want to line up I want to put the right sides together, so I'm lining up this seam, not the stitching, with this center mark. So I'll line that up and then just sort of position it from there. It should match up fairly well. I drafted this pattern, so it may not be perfect. As you work with it, you'll figure out where to put that, and you just line this up like so, and sew it from one end to the other. And then we'll open that up and make an edge stitch just like we did with the top pieces. This time we'll be keeping the seams toward the bottom piece, so I'll show you that after I've done that.